Hi everyone, welcome to part 5 of the Shoemaking Process. My name is Jennifer Allison and I am the founder of the Art and Soul Academy. Now we are so close to finishing off our shoes, and today we're going to move into the soling process. We are going to start the day off by preparing the welt. The welt is a leather trim that is sewn or cemented around the edge of a shoe upper, to which the sole is then attached. It can be added for decorative purposes or to help protect your upper from getting scuffed. My plan is to have the outsole of the shoe black, so I wanted to dye the welt black prior to attachment. Once the dye is dry, I'm going to glue along the teeth as well as along the feather line of the shoe and then wait for the glue to set. After 30 minutes, we were able to walk the welt around the shoe. Now as you can see, we are left with a hollow section in the middle of the shoe, so we will need to fill this area with cork. And then once you have positioned the cork, we then need to skive the edges flat. Once you are all skived, it is time to add more glue. We are going to glue the entire base of the shoe along with the outsole. We will then have to wait another 30 minutes before attaching the sole. Once the sole has been attached, it is important to apply pressure and hammer the entire surface to ensure the attachment is secure. Now as you can see, the sole was purposely cut larger, so now we need to trim it down to match the welt extension. Once you have made your way around the entire shoe, it is time to start stacking your heels. The designated heel height for the last we have chosen is 1 inch. So I have cut out 2 layers of leather plus 1 layer of rubber to achieve this heel height. Now the order of assembly is score, glue, cut, hammer, and repeat. This process requires patience because with each layer of glue we have to wait 20 to 30 minutes before we can stick the layers together. So we're lucky we have to work on 2 feet because we can alternate between the right and left foot. And this way, there is always something to do. So now that we have our heels stacked, we are going to take our shoes over to the belt sander. Now, before we start sanding, I want to cover our upper to protect the surface, so I'm going to cover it all over in tape. This part of the process can also get really messy, so I'm going to gear up in a mask and goggles. So let's hop on the sander. While sanding, you want to be sure to take your time and focus. Our goal is to even out the sole and all of the layers of the heel. You also want to be consistent as you rotate around. We want to make sure our right and left foot turn out the same. So once your sole is nice and smooth, we can remove the tape and brush off the dust. The arch area is always tricky to reach with the belt sander, so I'm going to take the Dremel to smooth out a few additional spots. To then refine the edges of the sole even further, I am going to take a broken piece of glass to scrape at any little bits that are left over. Once I am happy with the shape of the sole, it is time to dye. I will be using black leather paint and a dauber to apply 2 coats. Once you have applied 2 coats, while we wait for the paint to dry, we have one last component to create, our sock liner. The beauty about making your own shoes is that they can be comfortable and fashionable. I'm going to cut a nice layer of padding and then cover it with the same black leather I used for my liner. I am also going to use our branding iron to emboss the Art and Soul logo. And now is the moment we've all been waiting for. It is finally time to take the shoe off the last. Once the shoe is free from the last, there are a few details we have to finish. We need to pop in a few nails in the heel, insert the midsole, lace up the shoes, and cut away the excess lining. So I'd like to invite you back tomorrow for the official reveal.